What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk some Digimon news. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a bunch of Digimon news, so we should probably have a gander. And we might as well start off with a piece of news, a piece of information really that we have really needed, and we've really been thinking and hoping we're going to be getting: the release date of Booster 1.5. Now, we didn't actually get an announcement on the Facebook page, which is weird. They've been pretty good at that. But they have gone and updated the website. Now, there is no picture for this, unfortunately, at the moment. But we do have actual factual confirmation that it is going to be releasing in February 2021. Now, this was my prediction. And let's face it, I'm not the only person that made this prediction. This isn't exactly some kind of weird, clairvoyant, impossible prediction or anything silly like that. This is what we all expected. We all expected this to be the case. But that doesn't mean it's not cool and awesome. It means we're getting it 1 month after Set 1. Now, that's not necessarily fair, because of course Set 1 is coming out in January, but Set 1 isn't really coming out in January. There is a massive pre-sale going on in November, and we've already seen Digimon confirming that they are going to be essentially increasing the pre-sale because, well, here's how they put it on their website. The response to the Digimon card game Super pre-sale has been overwhelming from players and stores. Thank you so much for your support. We've received feedback from many stores around the world indicating they would like to purchase more Digimon product to support the building of their local communities in store, and are pleased to announce changes to our regulations to allow more players to join the digital world. Stores will now be able to support communities of up to 60 players, and this is on November the 27th, 2020. So what that means is, now I think somebody said before they were supporting like 24 players. They have increased massively the stock for the pre-sale. That does not mean it's releasing in November and it's going to be everywhere, but it means if you want the cards, there is going to be not a proper release in November. That's not fair. But there is going to be a more than minimal release in November. There are going to be things that are available. You can go and get the products. So although Set 1 is actually releasing in January, the pre-sale is happening in November. So if you're a big hardcore nerd like me and you are really wanting to get every card available, you don't have to go and splash out loads of money in January and February. You can do so in November and February, which at least gives you a 3-month gap between. Which helps, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, helps quite a lot. Now, we know that these two sets together are going to be making up the first 3 sets over in Japan. That is New Evolution, Ultimate Power, and Union Impact. Union Impact being scheduled for an October release on this year, i.e. it's out next month. Now, a lot of people have talked about catching up with Japan, and I do at this stage need to caution you, this isn't catching up. This is closing the gap quite nicely. But if we are going to be in February where Japan is in October, we're 4 months behind. Now, to be fair, a Japanese game being translated into English being about 4 months behind, that's what Pokemon has been a lot of the time, and that works just fine. That is not to say that they are going to continue closing the gap or that they're not. The honest answer is we have no idea what their plans are. They haven't told us. I have not seen them say anywhere that they're going to catch up. And please correct me if I'm wrong about that and link me to a source in the description or in the comments. But certainly they are making an effort to close the gap. Once again, closing the gap is not the same as catching up. What it literally says on the official website is, set combines the cards from the Japanese releases of Booster Volume 1 to 3, buy this product and version 1.5 to collect all the cards from the Japanese versions of Booster Volume 1 to 3. Does not say catching up. And I've heard a lot of people say catching up, but I don't think that's actually happening. But they're closing the gap, and that's still very, very, very cool. Now, what do we know about this set for the time being? We know that it's coming out in February, that the packs are going to be $3.99 each. There are 152 cards, which are going to be split into 64 common, 40 uncommon, 35 rare, 10 super rare, and 3 secret rare. Now, if we compare that side by side with Booster Pack 1, what we can essentially see here is there are fewer cards overall, and there's actually half of the super rares. Still 3 secret rares, but there are half of the super rares, and there are 10 fewer rares. I mean, there's fewer overall. But the fact that there are half of the super rares, I mean, there's two ways to look at this. One is, boo, fewer super rares, grr, etc. And one is, yay, it's easy to get a playset of the super rare that I want. One thing to point out here, we are still talking $3.99 for a pack, and we are still talking 12 card packs. I've seen a lot of very strange speculation online of people saying that we're going to be moving to 6 card packs like over in Japan. And there is absolutely no proof of this whatsoever. There is absolutely no reason at the moment to think that might be happening. Now, we don't know that's not happening. We can never say for certain, not until it's actually announced. But, I mean, I'm a business teacher by trade. I could go into all kinds of reasons why it doesn't make any sense. But the two biggest arguments we've got are all of the biggest Western TCGs have card packs 10 to 12 cards, and if the first 2 expansions are $4 with 12 cards per pack, and then they switch from the third expansion on to, say, $2 6 cards per pack, that is going to be incredibly jarring, and it is literally the opposite of how trading card games work. You start low and raise your price when you gain a player base. You don't start high and then lower your price over time. You do that for stuff like new video game consoles, which are guaranteed to sell out regardless. I.e., all the conventional business wisdom, all of the buzzwords I can throw at you, all of the business theory says that is not what businesses are going to do. It's not to say it won't happen. We can never say it won't happen. But it would be extreme. And I'm happy to go on record on this video. And if I'm wrong, call me out on it. I'm cool with it. But I would be absolutely stunned. If they go from 12 cards to 10 and even keep the price at $4, that would be kind of expected. 10 to 12 cards is about normal, and flicking from 12 down to 10 because they're no longer the special first boosters, I get. But I'm saying it now, they're just not going to go to 6 card boosters. I would be absolutely stunned. So this gives us a fair amount of information. It tells us what the rough rarities are going to be. It tells us the price. It tells us the rough release date. It basically lets us as players plan for the release of Booster 1.5. I'd love to see the pack art. That would make me very happy. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But it probably is time for all of us to get kind of excited about this. The fact that Digimon are literally going, quick, we need to increase the amount of product we're using in the pre-sale because our pre-sale is literally too popular, that is exceptionally good news. The fact that we're getting product 1 and 1.5, or booster 1 and 1.5, to allow us to close the gap with Japan is awesome, and again is wonderful, wonderful news. Also, the fact that, and apparently it has been confirmed through various nerdy things, that we're not just getting all of the set free cards in the second booster, they're going to be more mixed, means that we're not actually, with Booster 1, going to have the same meta that Japan has ever had, which means we're going to be mixing things around a bit, which is again wonderful news. But I do want to finish the video with just a word of caution. There are an awful lot of suppositions being made at the moment, and you need to be very careful. Like the whole we're going to go to 6-card booster packs, there's no evidence for that. I've seen people saying that they're going to start doing promos like they did for Dragon Ball Super. Now, I literally, on this exact channel a while ago, I made a video saying why the promos in Dragon Ball were a problem, and honestly, that is one of the biggest reasons I dropped off of that game. But please bear in mind, Dragon Ball Super is a Western game that does not exist in Japan. This is a Japanese game which is being translated and brought over. So assuming it would be treated in the exact same way as a Western game made by the same company, but a very different part of the same company, there's no reason to suggest that that would be the case. Similarly with things like pull rates, there's no point trying to guess the pull rates. When we get the pre-sale in November, all of us nerds are going to go out and buy a bunch of boxes, and at that stage we can all start collecting our data, and we can all start seeing, and there's going to be a bunch of people opening entire cases, not me, I'm too poor, but a bunch of people will be, and at that stage we can start looking at pull rates. But my message at the end of this video is, get excited, things are looking awesome, but do try and tune out a lot of I'm hearing a lot of very negative stuff coming out as baseless assumptions, and it's strange, and it might put people off the game, so chill, I suppose, ladies and gentlemen. Chill. But also be super excited, things are looking awesome. As always, as news breaks for this game, as there's stuff to be told, I will be here. And I'm going to try and make a really clear point of separating out my news videos and new card reveals, because I know that not all of you want to see the new cards that want to see the news. I hope you would, but I know that not all of you do, so I want to make sure the news videos are nice and clear. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know your predictions. Hey, make some baseless assumptions, but let's all make sure we say they are baseless assumptions. Make some predictions, tell me what you think, tell me what you're excited about, go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Digimon and frankly a bunch of other games that excite me. I would say just as much, but I think at the moment the Digimon excitement is taking over all the others. That's not to say I don't love those games, but it's not a brand new TCG I've been waiting half a year desperately hoping it'll come out in English. And do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.